What's going on, world? Coming at you guys again. We got another quick video. The Department of Economic Prosperity. Let's talk about it. So, if you guys had the opportunity to check out some of my videos, I talked to you guys recently about implementing a department called the Department of Economic Prosperity, where we utilize investing in the stock market, specifically the SPY, and we transition $100 to $10 million in about 90 days. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I believe, personally, the way we are moving futuristically, our economy is going to become questionable at best. We have already seen the normative implementation of different artificial systems in regular retail stores like Walmart, Kroger, and regular, businesses for cashiers that have been replaced by robots. It is my belief that in over the next 20 years, 70% of all jobs in America will be replaced by artificial intelligence, and that's just the way it is based off of it being a capitalist system. This is why, another reason why I'm trying to implement something called the Department of Economic Prosperity. Now, we have started the process of initiating the business of the Department of Economic Prosperity. We are trying to facilitate the notion that this business become a legitimate as well as legally standing business in which can be accessible as well as researched and contacted. I just created a TikTok page. You guys can go check it out. It's called Your Wall Street Wealth, right? That will be the designated official TikTok page for the Department of Economic Prosperity. And if you guys are interested and you want to get more information about the Department of Economic Prosperity, you can send me an email at the Department of Economic Prosperity at gmail.com. That's Department of Economic Prosperity at gmail.com. Now remember, the goal here is to facilitate wealth and some type of financial gain towards individuals whom are interested or in need. And it starts off with a brokerage account of your choice. I would highly suggest Robinhood. And you have the opportunity to open up a brokerage account with margin options trading, and with $110 as an initial deposit. Over the course of about 10 weeks, you can transition $100 to about $10 million in profit. Now, the earlier you start, the better off you'll be, because you'll have more time to facilitate the growth of your portfolio given where we are presently in the year. Because once you reach your mark of $10 million, the money that you've accrued, that you have profited, you're going to have to pay 37% capital gains tax on it. And you're also going to have to pay 30% for a fee for the Department of Economic Prosperity, which has helped facilitate you the wealth in which you have just come into. So, the reality of the situation is the earlier you start, the better off you'll be. Because with the 37% that you'll have to pay in capital gains tax, you can implement in the $250,000 increments and place them in certificates of deposit for the rest of the year. And right now, I think interest rates are about 5%. So at $250,000 for approximately, say, 6 months to 12 months on a contract for certificate deposit, on the 37% that you would have to pay in capital gains tax, well, each certificate of deposit at $250,000, if you can get it at 5%, it's about $12,500 in tax-free income in which you would collect at the end of the year. And so when it comes around time for you to having to pay 37% of capital gains tax on the investment income in which you facilitated by initiating some form of a communication as well as investment portfolio with the Department of Economic Prosperity to help you in a form of consultation or advisory through your own brokerage account, then the reality of the situation is, although yes, you'll have to give up 37% of it, you won't walk away empty handed because you will have also accrued interest on the money that you will have to pay the IRS anyways. And after your 10 weeks of continuous successful investing in the stock market, specifically the SPY, well, you should be able to end the year with about $10 million in cash. You'll have your 37% that you would pay off to the IRS for capital gains tax. You'd have your 30% in which you would pay as a consultation or advisement fee to the Department of Economic Prosperity. And then you would have your interest accrued based off of your certificates deposit, which should be about $700,000. So, at the end of the day, everybody goes through the process of filing taxes. And if you're not a part of the 1%, when you go to file taxes at the end of the year, you're hoping for a refund check. This way, when you go file taxes, yeah, it's going to hurt to have to pay that 37% in capital gains tax because you made $10 million that year. But at the end of the year, you'll be collecting that $700,000 or up to $700,000 and the interest in which you have just yielded based off of having that tax money that you owe in certificates of deposit. So, this is the first step in putting the Department of Economic Prosperity in place, in motion. And hopefully, if you guys are interested, like, share, subscribe, follow, send me a comment, send me a DM. You can, again, reach out to the Department of Economic Prosperity at gmail.com. That's Department of Economic Prosperity at gmail.com. Or you can check out the TikTok, the official TikTok profile or page, which is Your Wall Street Wealth.